Hey there, friend. Today's video is exactly what the title says, Your Questions Answered. And I really mean that. This isn't just me talking at you. This is me sitting down with some lemonade and talking to you. I'm actually talking to you from the outdoor broadcasting area of the Money, Time, and Health headquarters. It's a nice 92 degrees Fahrenheit today, and the birds and the bugs are chirping, and they'll keep us company as we go along. Over the past few weeks, since I started this channel, I've shared videos about what's been going through my mind as I prepare to retire, how much money you might need each month, what it felt like on my actual last day at work, and why time and health matter even more than we think. And the best part of this new journey, it's not just my words, it's the questions you've sent and the comments you've left and the thoughts you've shared. So today I picked out a few questions that really stood out to me because I think they touch things many of us wonder about when we're standing on the edge of retirement or already a few steps in. Stick around because by the end, I hope you'll feel a little more confident and maybe see that none of us is figuring this out alone. For anyone who's new here, welcome. My name is James. I retired in May of 2025, just 2 weeks ago actually, after decades as a project manager in some very large, fast-moving, high-tech companies. This channel is my way of helping folks who are near or newly retired feel confident about their retirement. Not just the money part, but also the time and health parts that don't always show up on spreadsheets. Because the real product of all this planning isn't a bigger balance sheet. It's the quiet confidence to enjoy each day, knowing you've thought things through. So let's start with the first question. Let me see what I got here. What was your biggest fear before retiring, and did it come true? That's a great question. I love this one because it's so honest. My biggest fear? That I'd wake up on Monday morning after retiring and think, what have I done? That all the routines and meetings and projects I used to grumble about actually gave my days shape and meaning. The first Monday came, and sure enough, I woke up early, almost by muscle memory. I poured my coffee, sat on the back porch, and for a minute, I did feel a little lost. But you know what surprised me? The quiet wasn't as scary as I thought. It actually felt like an empty page, and I realized now I can choose what goes on it. The fear was real, but it didn't quite come true the way I pictured it. If you're feeling that same fear, it's normal. Just remember, retirement isn't the end of structure. It's the start of choosing your own. Okay, second question. How do you keep from worrying about money every day? I'll be honest, it's still a work in progress. After decades of saving, watching the markets, and counting every bonus and raise, it's hard to stop checking balances and forecasts. In my first week retired, I caught myself opening the finance app on my phone almost out of habit, sometimes twice a day. But I realized the point of a plan is to use it, not to stare at it. So now I do a quick review once a month, just to make sure spending matches the plan. The rest of the time, I remind myself that markets go up and down, but my plan was built with that in mind. Build a plan you trust, then step back and actually live. Because you can't enjoy retirement if you're still living like a nervous CFO. Next question. Oh wow, these are great. Okay. How has retirement changed your marriage or home life? The question people ask with a smile, but really want to know. Before retiring, I'd get home around 6:30, and my wife and I had a pretty steady routine. Now, I'm home all day. At first, I was like an extra piece of furniture she didn't order. She had her routines. Suddenly, I'm asking, what's for lunch at 11 a.m.? We laughed about it, but it took some real conversations. Retirement doesn't automatically mean more quality time. It means more time, and we have to be intentional to make it quality time. Now, we each have space in the day, plus shared time we look forward to, afternoon walks, evening meals, projects, All right, next question. Do you ever feel guilty for having free time? Yes, especially at first. After decades of tying worth to productivity, free time can feel indulgent. The second week, I spent a morning tinkering in my workshop, sanding a piece of wood for no real reason, except I liked it. And halfway through, I caught myself thinking, shouldn't I be doing something useful? But then I thought, this is useful. It's good for my mind, my mood, maybe even my health. Free time isn't wasted time. It's what we saved for, planned for, and worked toward. If it still feels strange, that's okay. Let it feel strange. Do it anyway. Okay, last question for today. What's next for your channel? Great question, because honestly, I'm still figuring it out. Right now, my plan is to keep sharing what I learn in these early months, like how to build a balanced day and what surprised me most after the first few months, and the small habits that make retirement more meaningful. And always to keep answering your questions because they help me see what really matters. Is there something I touched on here, maybe money worries, balancing marriage, or daily routines you'd like a whole video on? Tell me in the comments. That's how we keep this a conversation, not just a channel. In closing, if there's one thing I've learned in these first 2 weeks, it's this. Retirement isn't a final answer. It's a series of new questions. And that's a good thing, because asking the right questions and talking them through together is how we build that quiet confidence we're really after. Thanks for being part of this. If it helped you, consider subscribing. It helps me, and it helps YouTube share it with someone like us who might need to hear it.